you see someone in a uniform, someone who serves us all,
doing military duty, answering their country's call,
take a moment to thank them for protecting what you hold dear.
Tell them that you're proud of them. Make it very clear.
Just tap them on the shoulder, give a smile, and say,
thanks for what you're doing to keep us safe in the USA. This month, we celebrate Veterans Day.
A day when we recognize all the people who have given part of themselves to bring us the freedoms we have each and every day.
It is hard for many of us to understand how much we really owe these brave men and women who put their lives on hold to serve our country. These men and women are what we call soldiers.
But through the letters that they have sent home, we can get a glimpse of what a soldier is.
There is discipline in a soldier.
You can see it when he walks.
There is honor in a soldier.
You can hear it when he talks.
There is courage in a soldier.
You can see it in his eyes.
There is loyalty in a soldier.
That he will not compromise.
There is something in a soldier.
That makes his stand apart.
There is strength in a soldier.
That beats in his heart.
A soldier isn't a title that any man
can be hired to do.
A soldier is the soul of a man,
buried deep inside of you.
A soldier's job isn't finished
after an 8-hour day or 40-hour week.
A soldier is still a soldier,
even when he sleeps.
A soldier serves his country first,
and his life is left behind.
A soldier has to sacrifice.
What comes first is civilian's mind.
If you are a soldier,
I am saying this to you. Thank God for every soldier. Thank God for what you do.
World War I, known at the time as the Great War, officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919. However, fighting ceased 7 months earlier when an armistice, or temporary ceasefire, between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. For that reason, November 11th, 1918 is generally regarded as the war to end all wars.
Then, in November of 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as Armistice Day with the following words: to us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who have died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given. America, to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations. The flag of America has become a symbol of what peace can look like for the world.
The letters that arrived home after World War I were sent by the men and women who were trying to protect and preserve peace for the entire world. Many of these letters were sent to loved ones and then lost in the attics of time. However, even though the Great War was over 100 years ago, the American flag still waves and represents peace. From that war, some memories and lessons still exist to remind us that freedoms we all enjoy today have been given to us by each and every soldier and every moment that they have served, no matter how much time has passed.
In 1912, 2 new states joined the United States. New Mexico and Arizona became the 47th and 48th state. In 1914, those 48 United States entered what was considered the war to end all wars, World War I. That war raged for almost 4 years. Then on November 11th, 1918, Armistice Day, a treaty signed. It was on that day that a letter was sent home. A letter that had a lot of happy thoughts in it, for the war was ending. But the 2 main things said, I'm coming home, and I'm bringing the flag with me. That World War veteran is long passed to the mansions of the Lord. That letter has been lost to time. However, that flag, now over 102 years old, still remains. And somehow, over the years, it was entrusted to me. I only take it out when I'm questioning maybe my freedoms, the gifts that I've been given, the opportunities that I have by living in these United States. I'll never be able to thank the man that brought this flag back home, but what he gave me will never be forgotten. For when I do start to take for granted what I have, I take this flag out and I unfold it. And I look at the 6 rows of 48 stars, of those 48 United States that defended my freedom. As I continue to unfold it, I see the worn and tattered stripes that flew during that war. I look at her tattered edges. I think about what she did to guarantee me to be able to have the ability to be free. Free. It wasn't until 1959 that we changed Old Glory. Yeah, then it became the 50th United States when Alaska and Hawaii decided to join. But at that time, World War II had ended. Another war to end all wars. But you see, today we take time to thank the people that brought the flag home for us. We take time to talk about what goes on to protect our freedoms each and every day. So my challenge for you, for all of us as Americans, is to never take for granted those freedoms that have been given to us by all of those veterans that have came before us and serve today. The veterans that protect our freedoms, that give us the rights of the liberties that we have, not just for today, but for all of those years that have passed since that day, November 11th, 1918, so many years ago. To all of our veterans, thank you.
So when did Armistice Day become Veterans Day? After American forces had fought aggression in Korea, the 83rd Congress, at the urging of the veteran service organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and inserting the word veterans in its place. With the approval of the legislation on June 1st, 1954, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. And this month we celebrate all veterans.
Freedom is America's foundational principle. Individual liberty is the foundation or principle around which everything else in the American system is structured. It is America's founding idea, but it's simply not an old idea that led to starting America as an independent country. It remains today as an organizing concept of America.
If we want to understand what makes America what it is, as well as understand what lets people thrive, we need to understand freedom.
What is freedom, or liberty? Freedom begins with the fundamental idea of self-determination. In America, this concept is recognized in the Declaration of Independence as an inalienable rights. We are born with these freedoms, and they are inherent in our nature.
They are defined in the Declaration as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In other words, ownership and control over one's own life and actions. These rights are inherent to our own nature and are not given to us by men. Society or government, we have them by virtue of our nature as humans. They are the foundational political principle of all legitimate government.
Our nation's birth and survival has fallen upon the shoulders of patriotic men and women who have put everything on the line to keep our country free. Our servicemen and women recognize that only at great cost can the concept of liberty and justice become a reality, and only with that sacrifice can freedom prevail.
Perhaps President Reagan explained it best when he described their sacrifice for the great nation in the world.
We are a nation under God, and I believe God intended for us to be free. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. They add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom.
Those that have worn the uniform understand all too well the struggles and sacrifices that military services require, and what a great responsibility it is. From defending our country in times of peril to helping on the home front in times of peace. Being a steadfast protector in our great nation is truly the highest honor.
Veterans understand the costly price of freedom. They understand the commitment and determination it takes to protect this great nation and to help bring peace and prosperity across the globe. Deployed to all corners of the earth, our armed forces continue to selflessly leave their families and loved ones behind to go wherever and whenever needed, without hesitation.
And it is only their letters home that somehow help us understand in some way the sacrifices that they make.
To my son, how thankful I am for your service to protect our nation and all its families who live free. You serve with honor against those who have no honor. You have worked hard for years to become the leader you are and proven yourself under many difficult arenas to be strong physically and mentally. Your positivity draws us to pray for you and your comrades in all circumstances. Always know how proud we are for the values you continue to uphold in these most concerning times. American pride is mine, all because you are the patron son of this family. Love forever, Mom.
Dear military member, I would like to personally thank you for your service and commitment to the United States. It takes a very brave and strong person to serve for our country, both stateside and abroad. Your family and loved ones are waiting for your return. Again, thank you for your service. Sincerely, KB.
To most brave and precious soul, I want to thank you for the sacrifice you have chosen to make each and every day defending the United States of America. Having lived abroad for many years, I know how much pride many Americans take in their military. I pray for your safety and for your families to find comfort and pride in the sacrifice you all make together. May God bless you and keep you, and may America strive to stand strong and bright as a symbol of freedom for all time. With a grateful heart, Claire.
I come from a family with many members who have served from country's military, including my spouse. I know that your job requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, and dedication. None of that comes easy. It all requires a choice and effort. You have chosen to fight and support those around you. No one else can or will ever know exactly what you have endured and what you will have faced in your future. It is your story.
How can I possibly express my gratitude to you for giving a part of your life to allow me to keep my freedom and sense of security and safety in a world that is so obviously chaotic? There are no words in the dictionary to accurately describe how wonderful you are. Brave is not nearly enough. Courageous doesn't do it. Gallant, heroic, and strong are not even close to describe your character on their own. But all of these words together describe you quite well. My heartfelt thanks and gratitude can never be enough to replace the time you have spent away from your family, enough to compensate you for the experiences you have endured, nor enough to make up for the physical and emotional strain caused by your training and service.
It's your parent who kisses you goodnight and tucks you in.
It's your uncle who takes you bowling every Saturday.
It's your best friend you spend midnight moments with.
It's a stranger you pass by at the store and wave and say hi to.
Your sacrifices are not forgotten, and they are not in vain.
You choose this path, not for status or monetary gain.
You mean more to us than you can know.
We appreciate you more than we could ever say or show.
You are left with all the memories and moments from every day.
So, we take this moment to say,
Thank you.
Veterans Day is a time for all Americans to reflect on the freedoms we have today and to think about the brave service members who for centuries have provided our country with the very security which makes those freedoms possible.
Through the years, it has been the powerful force of our military men and women tenaciously defending and preserving our way of life who define what it means to be courageous. And today we thank our military for everything they have and continue to do. America is blessed to have true heroes among us.
Drill sergeant once told me that integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. That's what a hero is, and I think heroes come in all forms.
A hero to me is somebody who's willing to step up not because they're asked to, but simply because they know it's the right thing to do. a brave individual who goes out of his or her way to protect others.
I've seen heroes in the military, served alongside them.
A hero is someone who will give up their freedoms, their safety, for your freedom and for your safety.
All of our military members who sign that dotted line.
Sacrificing everything, doing whatever it takes to help another. Life, limb, love of family, whether it's freedom or those in need.
I consider every person that fights for our country a hero.
Doesn't do it for the money, doesn't do it for the fame.
They don't care about, the recognition that they're going to get from it.
The spontaneity of reacting or sacrificing and giving up of themselves just to help another human being.
A hero to me is my mother.
My dad is a former vet from the Navy.
My mom was the first woman in the Florida Air National Guard.
I couldn't have a better hero.
She's my hero.
Una persona extraordinaria que lucha para salvar este gran país.
Hero is someone who faces insurmountable circumstances, but yet still puts himself out there.
Someone who puts the team first.
Someone that's willing to lay it all on the line.
Even when they're scared, they give all they got, and sometimes you got to stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves.
So how do we thank a veteran? What actions can we take to let them know that they have not served in vain?
No matter who we are and no matter what resources we have, we can all find a way to say thank you in some way, even if the thank you is simple as a sack lunch.
The man put his carry-on in the luggage space of the jet and sat down in his seat. He knew it'd be a long flight, he thought.
I'm glad I have a good book to read. Perhaps I'll get a short nap, too.
Just before takeoff, a line of soldiers came down the aisle and filled all the vacant seats. The man was totally surrounded.
Where are you headed?
We're heading to Panawal. We'll be there for 2 weeks for special training. After that, we're being shipped out to Afghanistan,
answered the soldier. After flying for about an hour, an announcement was made.
Sack lunches are ready for $5. If you want one, please tell your attendant as we come by.
The man knew it would be hours before they reached their destination. A lunch would help pass the time. The man reached in his wallet. Another soldier asked his body,
Are you going to buy a lunch? No, that seems like a lot of money just for a sack lunch. It wouldn't be worth the $5. I'll wait till we get to base. Yeah, you're right. I'll wait too.
The man looked around at the other soldiers. None were buying lunch. He walked to the back of the plane and handed the attendant a $50 bill.
Take a lunch to all those soldiers. This is for them.
The attendant grabbed the man's arm and squeezed tightly.
My son was a soldier in Iraq. It's almost like you're doing this for him. Thank you so much.
Picking up 10 sack lunches, the attendant headed up the aisle to where the soldiers were seated. She stopped at the man's seat and asked,
Which do you like best, beef or chicken?
Chicken.
But the man wondered why she asked. The attendant turned and hurried to the front of the plane. She returned a minute later with a dinner plate from first class.
This is yours. Thanks.
Thank you. That's not needed, really.
I know, but you deserve it. You're first class.
After the meal, the man slipped to the back of the plane again, heading for the restroom. Another passenger stopped him.
I saw what you did. I want to be a part of it. Here, take this.
And the passenger handed the man $25. Soon after the man returned to his seat, the flight captain came down the aisle, looking at the aisle numbers. The man hoped he wasn't looking for him. When the captain got to the man's row, he stopped, smiled, and held out his hand.
May I shake your hand, son?
The man quickly unfastened his seatbelt and stood. He took the captain's hand.
I was a soldier and a military pilot. Once someone bought me a lunch, it was an act of kindness I never forgot.
Applause erupted around the man, slightly embarrassing him. Later, the man walked to the front of the plane to stretch his legs. A passenger a few rows up reached a hand out, wanting to shake hands.
Thank you for blessing the soldiers.
The passenger remarked while putting $25 in the man's hand. The man was too stunned to speak. When the plane landed, the man gathered his belongings to deplane. Waiting just inside the airplane door was a third passenger who stopped the man, put something in his shirt pocket, turned, and walked away without saying a word.
Another $25?
Upon entering the terminal, the man saw the soldiers gathering for their trip to the base. He walked over to them, handed them the $75.
It'll take you a while to reach the base. By the time you get there, you should be hungry for a sandwich. So here. God bless you.
Never underestimate the power you have to make a difference in the world.
That song speaks of heroes. Who more than self their country loved? From the days of our early American patriots through current conflicts, these are the men and women who have served our country in military service.
We want to recognize those of you who have served or are serving in our armed forces. And so, we invite you to stand when the theme song of your branch of service is sung. Please allow us to honor you today.
Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, singing to meet our thunder. Adam now, give her the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in faith, or go down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. Army. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the Army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the Army's on its way. Count out the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the Army goes rolling along. Coast Guard. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, high shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame, our glory too. To fight, to save, or fight and die, I, Coast Guard, we are for you. Navy. Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Marines! From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title
red scar, a certain look in the eye.
Others may carry the evidence inside them, a pin holding a bone together, a piece of shrapnel in the leg.
You can't tell a vet just by looking.
He's the cop on the beat who spent 6 months in Saudi Arabia sweating 2 gallons a day, making sure the armored personnel carriers didn't run out of fuel.
He or she is the nurse who fought against futility and went to sleep sobbing every night for the 2 years in Kuwait.
He is the POW who went away one person and came back another, or didn't come back at all.
He is the Quantico drill instructor who has never seen combat, but has saved countless lives by turning slouchy, no-account rednecks and gang members into Marines, and teaching them to watch each other's backs.
He is the parade-riding legionnaire who pins on his ribbons and medals with a prosthetic hand.
He is the 3 anonymous heroes in the tombs of the unknown, whose presence at the Arlington National Cemetery must forever preserve the memory of the anonymous heroes whose valor dies unrecognized with them on the battlefield or in the ocean's sunless deep.
He's the old guy bagging groceries at the supermarket who helped liberate a Nazi death camp.
He is an ordinary and yet an extraordinary human being, a person who offered some of his life's most vital years in the service of his country, and who sacrificed his ambitions so others would not have to sacrifice theirs.
He is a soldier and a savior and a sword against the darkness, and he is nothing more than the finest, greatest testimony on behalf of the finest, greatest nation ever known.
So remember, each time you see someone who has served our country, just lean over and say thank you. That's all most people need, and in most cases, it will mean more than any medals they could have ever been awarded.
Those 2 simple words mean a lot. Thank you. I'm Donnie Wiley.
And I'm Anna Badongan.